Welcome students. You know that currently we are understanding Tempest. Today we are going to understand Act 1 Scene 1. In the previous class we understood certain facts and figures and characters. So let's understand Act 1 Scene 1. Before we actually begin it, let me give you a briefing regarding the Act 1 Scene 1. So here you know that Prospero has been living on the uninhabited island for the last 12 years along with his daughter Miranda, who was 3 years old when he came here. Now the daughter Miranda is 15 years old. This is the most opportune time and lucky time for Prospero because today he has found that conspirators are sailing in a ship. They are coming from an African nation, Tunis. Why they went there? Because it's a marriage party and Alonso's daughter, Claribel, is married to the Tunis king. Okay, so this marriage party is returning from there, and this marriage party has so many royal persons like Alonso, Antonio, and Sebastian. Apart from these, there are lords, means ministers of Alonso. The prominent among the minister is Gonzalo, and Adrian and Francisco also. Ferdinand, who is the son of Alonso, is also traveling in this. So when Prospero comes to know through his magic, because it was through the power of magic that he comes to know. Whenever anything passes near to the island, he comes to know about its presence. So he comes to know that conspirators are sailing nearby. So he sends Ariel, the faithful spirit, to take the conspirators to the island safely and securely. Nobody should be harmed in any way. And for that purpose, he creates the Tempest. The Tempest was created by the magic of Prospero. So in this scene, we will see how the passengers get panicked and how the captain of the ship and the boatswain. Who is boatswain? Boatswain is the chief of the sailors. And who is the master? That is the captain of the ship. So how boatswain is having arguments with the royal members, means Antonio, Alonso and Sebastian, and they term him means boatswain, as a rude person. And how Gonzalo comes to save the situation, he says that we are not going to die here. We will be saved because the fate of boatswain looks to be so good. So this is ultimately the Tempest does its work, and all the passengers leave the ship and they are carried, particularly the conspirators, they are carried to the uninhabited island. So let's understand this scene. This is Act 1, Scene 1. The Tempest. Act 1, Scene 1. A tempestuous noise of thunder and lightning heard. Enter a shipmaster and a boatswain. Because there is a noisy sound of the tempest. What is tempest? It's a sea storm. What is tempest? Tempest is a sea storm. And it's not real. It's created by magic. Master, boatswain, hear master, what cheer? God speak to the mariners, fall too early, or we run ourselves aground, bested. When there is a noise on the ship due to the tempest, there is lightning also in the sky, there is thundering in the clouds, so all the passengers get panicked. And captain calls boatswain. Boatswain means the chief of the sailors. You know, sailors would manually row the ship. Earlier there were no engines. So boatswain responds to the command of the captain and he says, I am here, master. What cheer means what do you want? What is your wish? Master, good speak to the mariners, fall it yearly, or we run ourselves aground. He says, oh my good friend, to the mariners, you give command to your sailors, fall to it yearly, that they should be ready to face this situation, this stormy situation. Our ship is getting diverted from its track, or we run ourselves aground. Run ourselves aground means otherwise our ship will reach the shallow waters. And you know, ships are heavy, they need deep waters, not shallow waters. If they reach the shallow water, they will get stuck there. So here captain is giving the command to the boatswain that you please instruct your sailors that they take care and keep the ship in the deep waters only. And if due to their carelessness it goes to another side, off track, off course, then what will happen? It will reach the shallow waters and get stuck on the shallow ground. Enter mariners. Now mariners come there and he says, please do it quickly. So there are two words, aground. Aground means go to shallow water or get stuck in the shallow ground, on the shallow ground. And then there is another word, bestir. Bestir means quick. Now mariners respond. Enter mariners. At this time mariners come there. Boatswain, hi my hearts, cheerly, cheerly my hearts. Yare, yare, take in the topsail, tend to the master's whistle. To the storm, blow till thou burst thy wind, if room enough. He says, hi my hearts. Hi means well, my brave fellows. Cheerly, cheerly my hearts. Do your duty happily and quickly without any fear. Yeah means be fast. Take in the topsail, take the ship in the topsail. You know that there is a foresail and there is a topsail. So there is a topsail and there is a foresail. Foresail means the sail ahead that gives helps in the changing the direction of the ship, and topsail gives the momentum. So take the ship in the topsail means with great momentum you sail the ship. Keep on raising the topsail, tend to the master's whistle, and you follow the command. Master is whistling and giving the command. Master is whistling and giving the command, so you listen to the command of the master means captain, and then he addresses the storm. He says to the storm, blow till thou burst thy wind, if room enough. O storm, you can blow as much as you can. As much as you can, if you are able to get enough space, if room enough. Burst thy wind means you use your force. You burst into pieces. You can use your force, you can use your momentum, and in this way you can burst your wind. You can use your power if you get space enough. So here there are certain words. For example, high, H-E-I-G-H. High means well. And then year. Year means fast. Then hearts. Hearts means brave fellows. Brave fellows. Enter Alonso, Sebastian, Antonio, Ferdinand, Gonzalo, and others. As I told you, they were traveling also in the ship. These are the royal members. These were traveling in the ship and they were in the cabins downstairs. Now, when they see that the ship is in trouble, they come to make a complaint to the boatswain that do your duty properly so that the ship is saved. Alonso. Alonso says, good boatswain, have care. Where is the master? Play the men. Now, Alonso says to boatswain that have care, take care of the ship. Where is your captain? Play the men. Play the men means you do your work courageously. You face the storm courageously. I pray now keep below. Now boatswain says, I pray you, I request you that please you keep below. You remain in your cabins downstairs. Where is the master boatswain? Then Antonio says, where is your captain boatswain? Then boatswain speaks in a rude way, responds in a rude way, and he says, do not hear him. Are you not able to listen? Because captain is whistling continuously. He is giving instructions continuously. So he is responding in a rude way and he says, are you not able to listen to him? You mar our labor. Mar means you are spoiling our work. You are hindering our work. Keep your cabins. You remain confined in your cabins. You do assist the storm because you are actually helping the storm in this way. Nay, God, be patient. Then Gonzalo, who is considered the good and honest person as well as a patient person, he says to the boatswain that have patience. How are you talking to the royal persons, to the king? So he says, please keep quiet. Please have patience. Boatswain, when the sea is, boatswain says, I will keep the patience when the storm, when the sea is in patience, means when the sea becomes normal, then I will also become normal. Hence, what cares these roarers? What cares these roarers for the name of the king? Roarers means winds and thunder. So he says these roarers means these elements of weather which are making the noise, waves and winds and thunder. So who cares about who are there on board the ship? Means these waves, these thunder and these winds don't care about the royal persons. They don't acknowledge the royal presence. To cabin silence trouble us not. He says you can go to your cabin and don't disturb us. Please keep silence, trouble us not. Gonzalo, good, yet remember whom thou hast aboard. He says, Gonzalo says, all right, but you must take care whom you are talking to, who is on the board of this ship. Boatswain, none that I more love than myself. I don't love anybody else than myself at this point. You are a counselor, you are an advisor to the king. If you can command these elements, if you can give direction, if you can give advice, if you can command, means give order to these elements, means this furious storm. To silence, then make it silence and work the peace of the present, and you bring the peace in the atmosphere. We will not hand a rope more, and if you are able to do so, then we will not hand a rope more, means we will not pull the rope. Pulling the rope means adjusting the sail, controlling the ship. So we will stop doing the work. We will not struggle by pulling the single rope. Use your authority. You use your power. If you cannot give thanks, you have lived so long. And if you can't give the command to these forces and can't make them in silence, then you thank us for helping you to live so long, because we have controlled the ship for such a long time. And Make yourself ready in your cabins for the mischance. And you go to your cabin, you go to your room downstairs. And for the mischance means bad happening. And what is the bad happening? In case you are going to die, so you just wait for your death. Mischance of the hour. If it so happens, if it is actually going to happen, so you go to your cabin and wait for your death. Cheerly, good hearts. Then he addresses to the sailors again and he says, cheerly. Cheerly means continue. Good hearts. Good hearts means, my brave fellows, you continue your work. Out of our way, I say. Then he again says to the royal members, out of our way, please go out of our way, I say. Actually, he doesn't use please. He says, just go out of our way, don't hinder our work. I say this to you. So he is quite rude in his response. Now, how Gonzalo responds to it, we will understand in the next class. And before that, I tell you some important meanings also. For example, there is a word roarers. Roarers. Roarers means thunder, thunder and storm. And then elements. Elements means furious storm. And then nod hand means handle or struggle. And authority means power. So, in the next part, we will understand how Gonzalo responds to the this talk of boatsman. So, I hope you have understood what I explained. We will meet in the next class. So, thank you for watching. If you are not a subscriber, then subscribe the channel. Thank you.